I think that it's good to have some sort of boundaries, and I don't know exactly, you know, what it does, but it helps. You're forced to think that boundaries getting too tight, like on Eraserhead, the boundaries of no money stopped us cold. But too much money and too much freedom, sometimes you're just, you know, floating out in space, and it becomes something other than filmmaking. And so I think that maybe when I said that, maybe somebody like Dino could have, you know, just made a tighter corral around the whole process, and it could have sparked something, and something better could have happened. I don't know. But I like a boundary, some sort of restriction. It's just, it almost, you know, pushes me. But I also, for artistic business, I like freedom there. And so I think the two things can coexist. You need a real good producer who is totally organized, but who also keeps you from getting a little bit too crazy.
Where does the making of Dune fall into what you just said?
The making of Dune went wrong because we had a 2-hour and 15-minute limit on the length of the picture. And it was too much to tell in that amount of time. So it was like a fantastic Porsche car, kind of compacted down into it. Still a Porsche, but it's hard to drive it, and it doesn't look so good anymore.
Let's go. Get your robe. Raymond? Come on, we're gonna go for a joyride.
Joyride.
Dennis Hopper in a moment from David Lynch's film Blue Velvet. Again, Isabella Rossellini, Kyle MacLachlan. I think it's really full circle, and there's something romantic almost about you and your longtime friendship with Jack Fisk. The fact that Jack Fisk has a sister who happens to be an important part of your life. You married her. And that Jack Fisk was involved in this year's festival because Sissy Spacek was involved in Night Mother. And that your old buddy Jack Fisk could direct a film like Raggedy Man. And the irony of the title of his previous effort with Sissy Spacek being Violets Are Blue, your film being Blue Velvet. Do you two still see each other?
Oh, you bet, yeah.
Because they're living out on a farm, and you're, in, I think, in California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see Jack and Sissy, and strangely enough, in the same year, we both made a film with the word man in it, and then practically in the same year with the word blue in it, so interesting.
David, who introduced you to David Cronenberg? How did you meet the Canadian filmmaker?
Dino De Laurentiis.
In what city?
New York City.
Did you have an immediate rapport?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know David real well. I'm looking forward to seeing his picture, The Fly. But, you know, I guess he's a kindred spirit.
Gee, that's a funny thing to say out loud. I was thinking that about both of you, too. Because you are unique in what you put on film. There is, I suppose one of the things I like about seeing your movies, whether one does talk about Eraserhead or Elephant Man or Dune or now Blue Velvet, they're never dull. You get into arguments. You can go out with a group of people after a screening of Blue Velvet and practically divide the room in half. And you know perfectly well that one half of the room believes you're a genius, and the other half of the room has the same opinion Mel Brooks had of you before he met you. And it must confuse you, too. You must feel it about people when they meet you for the first time, thinking, gee, what kind of a guy are we going to meet? Does it affect you, or does it affect your meeting of people?
No, it doesn't. I guess a lot of my life, I'm down in somewhere else or up in somewhere else. I don't know where it is. I'm not sleepwalking through, you know, meeting people, but I really like people. It's just a different part of me that meets them.
Has your teenage daughter seen Blue Velvet?
She saw it almost finished. She was there when we were mixing it.
What was her reaction to it, David?
She digs it.
That's it?
That's it.
Did she sympathize with Isabella Rossellini's creation of Dorothy?
I think she did, yeah. Yeah, I think she did.
I don't say this on any silly level, but was there any hesitation on Isabella's part in terms of some of the more bizarre things her character was required to offer on film, or did she give herself to you as an actress? No questions.
Well, I think an actress, a good or great actress, says goodbye to themselves and they go into the character. And Isabella, I think she fell in love with the character of Dorothy, and she said, "I'm there 100%." She was.
I wish you well with Blue Velvet. It is not going to be without controversy, and I think you have a potential box office blockbuster on your hands.
Brian, thank you very much. I hope so.